Ciao guys, welcome to a new video. Today I will be talking about episode 8 and the entire series of Alien Earth. Alright, so today we received the official season finale of Alien Earth, or should I say Alien Island, because was it Alien Earth? I don't really know if we can call it that. I have problems with the series. I have things I love about the series. I loved all the creatures, I loved some of the characters, I loved some of the vibes and some of the scenes, and the flashback episode was really great, but in total, I can't really say I loved this series, and that is due to a few things. But let's first talk about this season finale that we just received. I liked the finale because I thought it had some great moments and some great redemptions and some great character moments that I really liked. As I have told you guys before, I wasn't really the biggest fan of Wendy. I wasn't really the biggest fan of some of the other characters. I thought they underutilized characters like Arush a little bit, and in this episode I thought they fixed upon some of these things, and I thought that, hey, this episode actually made me like Wendy's character more and made me approve of these children turned adults a little bit more, and I loved that. And I loved some of the inclusion of the monsters and having some other aliens do some shits, like that plant alien. He finally got to do something. I liked that. I was very much a big fan of those things. On the other hand, it was also a pretty big deviation from what we had in the 7th episode, the penultimate episode, that I was a little bit confused in the beginning, like, okay, how do we end up here? It felt like we missed something, and especially because this is the finale, this is the big season finale, the big showdown of everything that we have had so far in the season. That wasn't there. This felt more like a penultimate episode to a finale that has yet to come than the actual penultimate episode in episode 7. This feels like such an incredibly big setup to season 2 that they are quite sure that we are going to get a season 2. If we never get that one, this is going to be pretty bad. And if we eventually do get that second season, then still I wouldn't say that I like how open they all left it. Like, nothing really happened, nothing really got resolved. Everything was a big setup for a story that they yet have to tell, for a story that has yet to be announced even. They didn't even announce season 2, I think, as of now. So in the end, I will definitely say that some of the things that happened in this episode were pretty great, and I definitely loved some of the sequences in this episode. As a whole, it didn't really fulfill anything, and that is really sad, and it left me kind of disappointed upon that reason alone. I have said before that I thought this series had pacing issues, and I thought that this series could have been better in some aspects and could have been a little bit faster in some aspects. I made a joke about this shit being called Alien Crashed Ship because it took them 3 episodes to get off of that crashed ship, and now we have the season finale, and I can definitely say that Alien Earth is not even really Alien Earth, it's more like Alien Island, and I have a feeling that season 2, if they get that one, will still a lot be Alien Island before they eventually go off of the island to venture into the world, to venture into the Earth, maybe in a season 3 or maybe in the later half of season 2. I feel like what they kind of set up with everything, we all thought this was going to be a little bit like Alien versus Predator, like aliens wreaking havoc on Earth and stuff like that. Wasn't that? Not necessarily mad it wasn't that, but maybe Alien Earth wasn't the best title for what they had up until this point, because everything that they showed us in and of itself may not be the best, may not be the worst thing, but altogether with the title and the expectations that people had, and I think most of it has to do with my own expectation and the pacing issues I have encountered with this series, is just not something I expected the series to be, not necessarily being disappointed by it, but also not necessarily being happy with what I got. In the end, I don't know if Alien Earth will stick with me longer than a few months or long enough to justify a hype for season 2. I think this series will be easily forgotten. I don't think it will stick for everyone. I do think a lot of people will appreciate this series for some of its aspects, like episode 5 being among the best things that the Alien franchise has ever done because of the feeling and the eerie vibes that that episode provided. But for the rest, for an Alien Earth series, it kind of disappointed me in terms of its pacing and in terms of how it just set things up and did not resolve anything at all. So I would definitely say that this, even though it had some great moments, this is a great episode in and of itself. But by being a great episode and a great penultimate episode, it also served in being an awful finale, in my opinion. I liked the season as a whole, didn't love it. I liked certain aspects of certain episodes, and I definitely loved this last one. It just did not satisfy me in being a season finale, or maybe even a series finale if they eventually drop the idea for a second season, which is still possible. They haven't even announced it yet. So I don't know if I can say right now that I'm a big fan of Alien Earth. And that's really sad, but you know, that's what you get. You can't love everything in life. Did you like it? Please tell me in the comments down below, because I'm really excited to hear your opinion on this series, alright? I want to thank you for watching, and I'd like to see you in the next video. Thank you, and bye bye.